Hi guys. So it's been a bit since I've made a video. I've been kind of sick and also having really bizarre craziness happening in my life. So shortly after my mom had her heart attack, my daughter had gotten a hold of the flu, took her into the doctor, and then I wound up getting sick, and then my mom wound up getting sick. So I've just been taking care of everybody, and myself too. But anyhow, so I was noticing around my house some stuff that I found interesting. So I wanted to talk about that real quick. Um, I was working on this right before my mom got sick, and then haven't really had a chance to get refocused. This is a mural that is go away. That is on my wall. The folks that owned this house before me had some creative ideas in their decorating. Some of it's cool and some of it's like, wow. But we just haven't had a chance to change anything, which is kind of a good thing because this is really interesting to me. So this is just a project I'm working on. And then this was a curtain in my bathroom. I just thought that rooster tail was really interesting, and there's a few other fun hidden images in there that one can pick out while they're hanging out in that room. This is it's a little stone. There's these things all over the place. They're like little hidden cubby holes, so you can lift that up and there's a little like storage thing in there. They're in really weird places though. So this is some what do you call it? Like wallpaper type of stuff, only it's not the whole wall. I can't even remember what that's called. That's awful. Anyway, I can't really make out what all the words are on there, but there's roses like all over the place in my house. But when you kind of look at the graphics on these, it's just really interesting when you can see everything that's there. So they did the one of the floors in a mural type of a thing. It's all like broken and everything. But I thought that this was kind of an interesting little happenstance. Oh. You got grapes all over. Some more of that wallpaper stuff. I don't know why this catches my attention so much, but this backsplash radish thing I just thought was really interesting. This gives you an idea of like the mosaic floor that they put in. It's really bizarre. How you've got the cubes and the like stinger in the other one. Okay, so this has a story behind it. Probably have to get back to it. That one does too. Okay. So this, I was talking before about about a friend of my daughter's whose parents had been featured on Dateline, and I just wanted to mention, I put this in here as a reminder that I'm not going to be doing that because it's too close. They're too close, you know. So and I care about them, and I don't want to say something that might offend anybody, and it would be really easy, I think, to do. So, but notice this courtroom. This is the courtroom that they were in. I just took a snapshot with no information on it. I just thought that the lights were interesting. I just hadn't ever noticed a court like that. Maybe it's just because I'm trying not to spend too much time in courtrooms. So I've been shown a few areas of vulnerability. This is a bite mark on my daughter. Some weird stuff. Wow, weird stuff this week. So my daughter gets over the flu, goes back to school, and a group of 10 girls is waiting for her in the hallway. She went to class, And one of her friends came and got her out of class and told her that some of the other friends wanted to talk to her, and they were just around the corner in the only hallway in their school that has no camera. And so they're waiting there to jump her. And so she gets in this fight, and she calls me in a panic, thinking that she's going to get arrested and all this stuff. And then the vice principal has me come in and have a meeting with her, and that was just... It went the way it was supposed to, but it was really difficult for me. It was like a challenge, because the vice principal seemed, I don't know, she seemed like there was something wrong with her. She seemed incongruent. And that's something that I can pick up on people. And I don't always know why they're incongruent. And that, to me, what that means is, you'll hear where your outsides don't match your insides. But to me, it's where your spirit doesn't match your actions, your personality, where it's almost like wearing a mask over your soul. I don't know. Anyway, so it was kind of like that. It was weird. So they were going to charge my daughter, and they were going to suspend her for 3 days and charge her criminally. And I pointed out to the principal that she was where she was supposed to be, and these people came and got her out of class. And that part is actually on camera. So is there a policy where, like how can it's okay for other kids to come get kids out of class? How does that work? And I guess that was against their policy. So she wound up not catching a charge for getting beat up at school, which is something I'm grateful for. But that's the kind of wackadoodle week I've had. Sorry, I bumped my mic a couple times. So then I probably should have done this one first. But while we were at the doctor, because my daughter felt she needed to go to the doctor, this picture was on the wall. And I've been in this little clinic place several times and seen this picture several times. And that day it clicked because it looked really familiar to me. I had been thinking about this scan I had done on my eyes, and the eye doctor had told me that he had heard of this, but he hadn't ever seen it before. And it looked a lot like this photo. So I had him email me the pictures, and I cropped it because, what if I have to use my eyes for some whatever? I don't know. So this thing, I don't remember what the doctor called it. I'm sure it has a name, but it's where your optical nerve twists around itself in the veins. Usually it leads to strangulation of the eye, but mine is totally thriving and healthy. So it's just this really unusual kind of thing. And it just really reminded me of that. I don't know why. It's just kind of cool. Thought I'd show you that. Well, later on that night, I was trying to put together a video because I wanted to talk about a couple of things that, that I've been struggling with a little bit. And everything kept going wrong. I kept getting interrupted. People keep coming over. I haven't been alone long enough to make a video. I've been on the go. Well, I went to bed that night, and I guess I coughed so hard that I tore my retina. And it kind of solidified this whole other thing with my eyes. I just thought, well, that's really interesting. So all day yesterday, I couldn't open my eyes. I could open my eyes, but they weren't working. Today, it's better. Luckily, the eyes heal really fast. It's just really interesting. And like a year ago, my mom had a stroke in her optic nerve. So it caused her eye to be uncontrollable, and then it healed like less than a month later. They were thinking that she was going to be like that forever, but it didn't work out that way, which is cool. And then we have this one here. We were just standing on the porch in the morning, and this is what the sky looked like. It was just like, oh, okay. How about that? That would be something I would expect to see on like the news, but it wasn't. So anyways, I think there was something else I wanted to mention that I'm forgetting. I'll share this with you when I'm finished with it. This is that fire stir stick that was in my father-in-law's truck. He used it for a walking stick too. Probably making everybody dizzy with flipping back and forth. Okay, so I wanted to talk about changes that I've been seeing in people. And I mean people that are close to me. Close enough that I notice the little changes and the big changes. I'm like people in my family that live with me, and my mom, and I don't really socialize much, but just people, especially those that are closest to me. I see my kids as friends more than anything. But I don't know, I'm seeing changes in people that are really troubling. And I don't know, it's something I've been paying attention to for a long time. And when my daughter came home from school I don't know how long ago it's been a while, maybe a month, but she told me that one of the kid that was sitting next to her on the bus was being all weird, and then his eyes changed, and then he bit her. This is not the same bite that I just showed you that she got while she was ambushed at school or whatever, but this just her friend that she was sitting next to on the bus just got his eyes changed, and he bit her really hard on the hand. And I guess that kind of stuff is happening. I've seen people change like that. I've seen it happen to my husband. I've seen it happen to my mom, my daughter. It's a really strange thing. I live in a family that has hair triggers. I don't know if anybody else does, but they all seem to have a hair trigger. Not my mom, like just people are really, yeah. I don't know. It's weird, troubling. Anyway, I love you guys. I'm going to let you go. I hope you have a really good day, and I'll talk to you again real soon, I hope.